Hello everyone. Now we are going to see the poetical types. We have lot of poetic types like lyric, ode, elegy, idyll, etc. So in this video we are going to see the lyric in particular. In further videos we will see the remaining poetical types one by one. So, um, in this video, we are going to see the lyric, where it is originated and what is its structure, what is its subject matter, and how the music will be in lyric. These are all the things which we are going to discuss. Okay, let's enter the video. The lyric, where it is originated, it is of Greek origin. So it was originated from Greek. Then it was divided into two classes. So what are they? The first one is melic or lyric song. The second one is choric song. So melic or lyric song was sung by a single voice to the accompaniment of a lyre. So what is lyre? Lyre is a musical instrument. Along with that musical instrument, a single voice will sing the a song. And then choric song, intended for collective singing to the accompaniment of instrumental music supplemented by a dance. So choric song, on hearing the word choric itself, we can come to a conclusion that it involves group of people. So group of people will sing a particular song. So in that too, music plays the pivotal role. Along with music and singing, dance also um, occupies a place. So when we compare both the divisions, the musical instruments role is important, but melic or lyric song was sung by a single voice, and then choric song was sung by a group of people. So this is what the difference between the two classes. And then we will move on to the characteristics. It has two characteristics. The first one is it is an expression of single emotion. So when we read some of the works, it will mixed up with all the emotions which human beings will feel. But the lyric, it expressed only single emotion in a particular work. So if a poem begin with a happy tone, then it will continue forever, and it ends the same. When it begins with a sad tone, it remains the same and it ends with the sad tone. So it is an expression of single emotion. And then it is a musical composition. We already know that. So it is a musical composition. Music plays a pivotal role in the lyric. And then the music in the lyric. So we have mentioned that music plays a pivotal role. So how the music will be in the lyric? So this is what we are going to discuss. Music provided by the minstrel's harp or lyre formed an external accompaniment to a lyric. So the song plays a major role. So in addition to that, the music which will be played by the minstrel's harp or lyre. So these are all the musical instruments. So that music which gives an additional boost up. It acts as a booster. So the music is like that. And then the language of the song was unpolished. So to quote an example, we can take Ghana songs. How it is, the language of the Ghana song will be. So it is full of the words will be like will be fluent. That is how we speak. Like the Chennai people, the local Chennai people will speak, right? So the same will be influenced and the same will be noticed when we hear the Ghana songs. So they will not modify the language, or they will not polish the language. They will sing the song as they speak. Okay, so here too in the lyric, the language of that lyric is unpolished. And then the subject matter was of little importance. They will not give more importance to the subject matter. Only the thing is they want to write a work. So they need not care about the subject matter. So this is what they have given. And then we will move on to Elizabethans. So the Elizabethans, past masters of the art of investing words with the highest musical quality. So the writers or the poets who have lived during the Elizabethan era, they have mastered an art. So what art? The art of investing words with the highest musical quality. I think they have given more importance to the words which has highest musical quality. So if they are writing a particular work, they will use the words which has highest musical quality. uh, Only then, if we read that work, we will feel like we are reading the lyric of a song. So that is why they have given that. So they have understood the mentality of especially 2021 people. So the Elizabethans somewhat resembled to our age. This is my point of view. Okay, and then developed by poets such as Keats, Shelley, Tennyson, and Swinburne. So these are all the poets who have mastered the art of investing words with highest musical quality. So there were a lot of good works written by Keats, Shelley, Tennyson, and Swinburne. If you have come across any works of these particular writers, then definitely you can understand my point. So if you haven't read any of the writers' works, go read and go read any particular work, any one work of each writer. Then you will um, agree with my point, that is they have the art of investing words with highest musical quality. And then here is a stanza. They have given the stanza from Tennyson, which has been universally prized for its word music. On reading this stanza, you could enjoy while reading this stanza. Oh, hark, oh, hear, how thin and clear, and think, oh, clearer farther going, oh, sweet and far from cliff and scare, the horns of Elfland faintly blowing. So this is how I read. So if it will depend on the readers. So if you don't like this tone of reading, you can follow your tone. So this is no I'm not saying that this is the only way in which you can read this stanza. So there are a lot of ways, because literature is not restricted to one point of view. It differs according to the person, according to the perspective of the person, those who are reading or those who are looking at it. So we will come to the video. The lyric has become independent of the lyre. So the lyric will be different, and the music provided by the lyre will be different. So they need not be dependent on the other. They can be independent. Okay, and then this subject matter of the lyric. So we have already mentioned the lyric is an expression of single emotion. So you will not get the mixtured feeling of emotions while we read the lyric. Okay, and then appeals more to the heart than to the intellect. So on hearing the word emotion, to which we will connect the emotion, whether we will connect the emotion to the heart or to the brain. Definitely we will connect the word emotion only with the heart. So lyric appeals more to the heart than to the intellect. If we read the intellect and analyze the lyric using our intelligence, definitely it will not be that much fruitful. But if we read and analyze the particular lyric with our heart, definitely we will get some different feeling, and we will get the exact point of view of what in what point of view the writer had written that particular work. And then a lyrical poem is quite brief. Definitely um, if a work is mixed with lots of emotions, it can be brief, but our mood will change. For example, we can feel like we are happy for 10 minutes of half an hour, But after 10 minutes or half an hour, what will happen? Definitely we feel that our life is full of sorrow, sadness, that and all. So the mood will change. So since the lyric expresses only single emotions, we cannot expect the lyric to be a lengthy one. And then he wishes to convey his impression swiftly, memorably, and musically. So musically we can of course agree with that point. The lyric is full of musically, so the writer wants to convey his ideas through musically and memorably. Okay. When we read a lyric, definitely we can remember that lyric. And then Edgar Allan Poe, he was an American poet. He declared that a long lyric was not possible. Definitely I have already explained this point, because the emotions of the human beings will change from time to time. It will not be it is not a definite one. We cannot justify the we cannot judge the emotions of human beings. Okay, so it will change. So it is impossible to write a long lengthy lyric. Then lyric as a subjective poem, it expresses the poet's emotion. So the lyric is a subjective poem. We have subjective and objective poetry, with which we will discuss later. So lyric is a subjective is that is personal. So in lyric the poet will express his own emotions, but not any other person's emotions. He will express only his own emotions. And then the structure of the lyric. So how the lyric is structured, usually it is divided into three parts. The first stanza states the emotions or the subject matter which has set the poet's imagination working. So before reading a work, we will search for its background. So this is what we will see. We will gather information when we read the first stanza of the lyric. And then this is what Jan Heppel, he's a writer, so he refers this first stanza, that is the emotion which has set the poet's imagination working. This he refers it as he refers it in a single word, that is motive. And then the second part is the bulk part of the poem. Okay, the second part is the bulk part, because the third and first part will end abrupt, that is will end in a short duration, but the second part will tend for a long time. So the second part forms the bulk of the poem. The second part consists of the thoughts suggested by the emotion. So what are all the if you have an emotion, that is if you are in a sad mood, that is our life is full of sadness and sorrow. So during that time, how our thinking will be. So whatever happens, we will take in a negative point of view, or we want to end our life, and we don't have we will not believe anyone. We will lose hope in everything. So what are the thoughts suggested by the emotion, which we will see in the second stanza. And then it is well advanced in intensity, so it will deal in depth. And then therefore the expression reaches its highest pitch of eloquence or passion. And then third and final part, which usually comprises the last stanza, so it marks the poet's return to his initial mood. Again he will return to his initial mood. And then unlike the first two parts, the closing part tends to be intellectual in character. So when we compare the first two parts with the final part will be of more intelligence, so intellectual in character, because only in the final part he need to embody a judgment, a pointed summary, and then he want to end the lyric with a parting smile. So he has to use more of his intelligence. So that is what they are saying. And then to quote an example, we can give Herrick's lyric to Blossoms. It is a work. It is a wonderful work. If you haven't read that work, go read that work. So here, just I will say what is given in a gist. So the flowers are falling. though they still look fresh and might have stayed to delight us a little longer. So we all know that if any flower, if it blooms, definitely it will fall within 1 or 2 days. So it will look fresh, it will make us delight, but it was their whole destiny to live for only a few hours. It will live only for few hours, and then definitely it will fall off from the plant and it will destroy. So this is what their destiny is. So how the writer is saying this one is, it seems that nature should produce them to show how lovely they could be, and then take away from us. So he wants to convey that how lovely the flowers are. So once we realize that beautiness of the flower, then it will be vanished. So it will fall off from the plant and then it will vanish. So he wants to convey that simple matter. This is simple matter. Every day the flowers will bloom, and at the end of the day, or the and or the morning of the next day, or the next day morning, it will fall off. So this is the thing which usually happens, and it is an usual ordinary thing. But he takes that simple thing as his main subject matter, and he had um, dealt with that particular concept in his work, Two Blossoms. Okay, so uh, um, in my point of view, we can compare the destiny of the flower with humans destiny too. Especially with pandemic situation, it suits the most, because we will not know we will not know when our life will end. So definitely, till our life ends, we will be happy, we will blossom, but we will not know the end. So till the end we want to be blossom. So read the works of literature and bloom every day till your life ends. Okay, this is what I want to convey at the end of the video. So I hope you're all clear with the poetical type, especially lyric. So if you have any doubt, post it in the comment. I will give reply to that doubt or clarification. So thank you for watching. We will discuss the remaining poetical types in the next video. Thank you.